Okay, so once again, with the official of chapter 997 out, and after having time to sit and think, I just want to talk about some of the things that happen in this chapter, from a standpoint of I've had more time to think and I've heard people's thoughts. And I think, the greatest thing about this chapter is just literally all the possibilities. But before we get into that, guys, once again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach the greatest milestone of this channel, which is 75 subs. So please, if you haven't, do so. Also, after last chapter, I was just like, I need the EI. The hanger was great, but I just need something a little bit greater. So, there'll be a kind of a time lapse coming in and out of the video of a creation of an illustration of my kind of avatar doing the Itoru EI that Zoro did in this past chapter. But let's get back to the chapter and everything that goes on there. And like I was saying, all the possibilities and just talking to people, listening to see where people's minds are, because everyone has something else that they're thinking which you're not thinking. For example, when the ground started shaking, I was like, you know what, maybe this is Zoro not realizing he has Conqueror's Haki, and he actually does. And then later on you find out that some people were thinking about Blackbeard and Blackbeard showing up with an earthquake. I was just like, what? But that makes sense, right? And there's also other moments where people are branching out, and I think just the amount of sheer possibilities is just incredible in this thing. But I do think that with the possibilities that we are all discussing, all theorizing about, all fantasizing about, I think it's also important to remember that these are just possibilities. None of it is set in stone just yet. We don't know anything, and we're just kind of going on this adventure because I'm pretty sure no one expected this to actually happen. So like I was saying, these are possibilities. And speaking of possibilities, I made this one image right here. Just redoing a little page from, I think, Oden's introduction, and just about how it feels, I think, for the next 2 weeks, how it's going to feel from all, some of these strong Zoro fans in the community. And yeah, I'm just really proud of it, but I'm pretty sure this is how most of us feel. And I think the thing about the Zoro fans is that it's not about the theories, right? It's not about the theories. It's just about the vigor. They have a bit too much vigor with it, I think, and a lot of them don't realize that it's all possibilities. Nothing is set in stone, right? Now, if you're someone who believes a lot of things about Zoro, it's fine. No one's hating on you. No one thinks you're crazy. I mean, maybe some people do, but I think as long as you recognize what you think is a possibility, no one is going to come at you for any reason. No one's going to think that you're crazy. But the problem is that a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people look at this chapter and say, okay, Zoro is definitely above Apu, Zoro is definitely above Drake, Zoro is definitely above Kid. They say, okay, you know what, Kid hit Apu and sneaked Apu and didn't manage to KO him. And then they talk about Zoro this chapter and about how Zoro is incredible. But at the end of the day, we haven't really seen where Apu is. Is he really KO'd? Is he just out for a bit the way Luffy was? What is really going on here? Also, you have, the whole thing of, well, Apu did quite a bit, no? Apu had the whole floor essentially after him. He managed to hold off both Drake and Zoro along with everyone else for at least a short while, and before he got hit. And then these same people, right, will look at this battle and say, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, right? Zoro's strength. But then they'll look at, Killer getting a hit in on Zoro and be like, oh no, it's Yukimaru's fault. If Yukimaru wasn't there, so Killer's one is just a cheap one. But then this one is not cheap. So I just think there's a lot of, as much as there are inconsistencies, I think the bigger problem is just people being a bit too zealous, right? And not realizing that, they may be wrong. You may be wrong, or you're probably wrong, right? Just the possibilities. But anyway, let's move away from that and get to the actual chapter in the events, because that is crazy, right? Everything there is crazy, starting off with Black Maria and everything that's going on with Black Maria and some of the people's possibilities that Black Maria may change. I never even considered that once, right? Black Maria changing sides? What is that? I was on the train that Black Maria would actually be someone who's just going to chill and do nothing, right? Until maybe it's going to be the most climactic part of the story, right? And then Black Maria will do something. And the reason why I thought this is the Beast Pirate's a bit more fleshed out, right, than other pirate crews. And just like the Straw Hats, when an opponent comes, when a new pirate crew comes to fight the Straw Hats, it's not all the Straw Hats who always jump into the fight. You know, you always have Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and then maybe Brook, Frankie will do something, maybe Robin. Most of them will do their own things. You know, Robin likes to go exploring sometimes in beginning of arc. So I thought the Beast Pirates would be the same, and everyone's kind of doing their own thing, even though there is an attack going on. But maybe when it's a very serious moment, that's when she'll get involved. But apparently not. Her power works a bit differently. She's setting traps for people. But we are yet to also see her if she actually fights or if she's just more of a trap and kind of not really do much person. I'm interested to see where this goes. Although I don't think that she will change sides. I also want to see how Sanji's going to get out of this. Like I said in my reaction, like, where is Sanji going with this? Is this something that Sanji's going to struggle with? Is this something that's going to be more of a kind of like character development struggle than it is going to actually be a physical fight struggle? But I'm interested to see where it goes. And then we also have the thing where Luffy and Jinbei just go on, and then I didn't realize this before, but I think I heard or saw it somewhere where someone's like, this is a little play on snakes and ladders, where you have the snakes smile fruit, but then they avoid him by using the ladders. So that was a clever one, right? I didn't even make that up. Like, I didn't even think about that, but I think that was a clever one that I just needed to put out there. That was great. Other things about this chapter, which I just thought were interesting, was Marco's role going forward, because a lot of speculation has been put into what's Marco going to do, right? Who is Marco fighting? And it seemed like at first it's going to be Marco taking care of Big Mom and letting that be kind of how we kind of deal with Wanyonko. Of course, Marco would not beat Big Mom, but kind of hold her off while we're dealing with Kaido, the strongest creature alive. So that doesn't appear to be happening. But Marco has shown up and he's kind of asking, what am I doing here? And what are you guys doing here? Like, why are we all here? But anyway, I see two possibilities for Marco. And one is that he kind of helps because he kind of has flame of regeneration and healing, and that could help with Chopper being a doctor and helping sort out the situation down here. Maybe leading into Marco helping defeat Queen. Or we could have a situation where Marco helps Zoro go up, because Zoro mentioned it'd be great if I could fly up there. And Marco can fly, so Zoro and Marco could fly up to the ceiling, and on their way they could meet King, and that could be a great way in which it goes, because Marco's not a swordsman, but he can fly and has a bird-related Zoan. Zoro's a swordsman, but he can't fly. King can fly, has a bird-related Zoan, and is a swordsman. So that would be a great matchup of just a great mix between the two, and who knows, maybe that actually might happen. Just entertaining the possibilities. Or we could have a bit of both, where Zoro tries to, you know, start, where Marco kind of helps, at least in the beginning, with Chopper and healing people, but not take too much shine away from Chopper, so we can have a great Chopper moment, and then goes with Zoro, starts flying up, then we have the King versus Marco and Zoro moment. That could be a great thing as well. And I don't know, whichever possibility we go with, I am not upset at all. And finally, we get to the ending part of this chapter, which is the Kaido lifting Onigashima. There were so many theories about this Onigashima place. You know, remember back when we thought that, you know, maybe like the rest of the skeleton of this skull is underneath Wano? All the thoughts about, you know, maybe infusing, you know, Big Mom's thingy with this skull, because maybe it's not actually a creature, it was just a mountain shaped like a skull, and then Big Mom could put a homie in and make it come alive and move it, and all the wild things. And at the end of the day, it's something that I don't even think anybody called this Kaido lifting it up, but it makes too much sense, right? It makes too much sense. But I just don't think, like, it's unfathomable, yet fathomable at the same time, right? So, I don't know. It's just crazy. And I think, like, the interesting part about this is they're called flame clouds, which is just great because warm air rises, right? So, it's able to lift the island because warm air rises. But it's interesting to see, because every time I see Kaido do something, I think of two people. I think of Yamato and I think of Momo, right? With devil fruit stuff, not devil fruit, but dragon related abilities, I think of Momo. And with, you know, just physical attacks and strength and stuff like that, I think of Yamato. Although there is an interesting thing that people have been mentioning, how Kaido is in his human form here, and it may seem like Kaido is actually a dragon because he's able to do this here. Although I think I don't know. I'll just entertain the possibility that, you know, maybe this is one thing where it's like Kaido put this into effect, right? And so now he can change back whenever he wants. He can kind of sleep, and this will just keep on going. Unless someone does something to directly disrupt it, it may be that Kaido, you know, could have momentarily gone to his dragon form, activated this thing, and then now he can just chill in his human form for whatever. Because apart from that, it really seems that Kaido is a dragon at this point, which is not something I've ever been against, but it's just crazy to think about and just trying to get some kind of history as to how this makes sense. Just how. Whew. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure just yet. But as always, people, we will see. We'll see. I think one interesting thing, although I know some people like they don't really care about this, is just some of the fairy tale vibes I've been getting here from, I think from Wano in general, more Onigashima, right? Because on one hand, for those of you who've watched and, you know, seen the final, how fairy tale anime ends, you know, you have Kaido who's also looking for a place, looking to die, just like Zoro was looking to die for a long time. And then you have, you know, in this chapter where Kaido starts lifting the island and Black Maria is just like, oh, he's so impatient. Reminds me of that kind of moment where, you know, Irene kind of just messed up with the whole continent, you know, when a move like that was done. Here it's a whole entire island, massive island, just picking it up. Irene changed the whole island. And then, you know, Zoro was just like, oh my goodness, this woman is so impatient. Here Black Maria is saying to Kaido, oh, he's so impatient. So I'm just getting a bit of fairy tale vibes. I like fairy tale when it came out, so yeah, just gonna put that out there. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this video. Tell me what you guys thought about the little time-lapse drawing we had going on here. And yeah, as always, guys, let me know what you think about this chapter, everything. Are you also scared to be on social media now because of the Zoro fans? And as always, guys, please like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you want more. If you know someone who needs to hear the truth, share this video with them. If you have time, watch one more video, and if not, this is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.